turn 2. Is this the big wreck?
Sure is.
Robbie Gordon, Steve Park.
See Ricky Craven.
Is that Kurt Busch?
Kurt Busch sitting sideways across the track through the smoke. I'll tell you what, could have been a lot more cars involved. And the field comes back to the caution flag. The race slowed for a second time.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Uh-oh, we got somebody spinning down there.
Steve,
Right, is that Robbie? Is that Steve? No.
That's Kurt
Busch. And look at that. I mean, these guys can't even see where they're going.
Oh, that's
a lot of
shot.
Guys got caught up in that deal, and a lot of it just, there's nowhere to go.
Look at Terry Labonte come through, right through the smoke.
Biffle goes between two cars. Poor Steve Park. Car just spin up direct in front of him. What is that?
He just lost it.
Boy.
And he didn't have a car close enough to really get the air off the spoiler, so it wasn't that.
I'll be really interested to hear from Kurt when he comes back from the medical center, because that was unusual.
And Robbie Gordon, no place to go. He's got his load as best he can, but
And he gets hit.
gets hit from Mike Wallace from behind.
Now, we saw a little bit of this last night in the Busch race. We had some guys that cut their tires, and tires went down, and we saw some spin-outs like that. But fortunately, last night, they didn't collect 10 or 12 cars. All those tires all look up.
This race, and Jeff Gordon now goes to 5 laps down.
And I mean, I know we have a new tire combination here, but what you got to remember, the 24 car of all places to miss a setup, he's got 4 wins here.
Trouble turn 1, a car in the wall hard, and that is Johnny Sauter.
Caution is out.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I just lost it.
That's going to hurt Ryan Newman, who had just made that green flag stop.
Plus the 24 car, who's already in big trouble.
Let's ride with Johnny Sauter.
He's in trouble from before he ever even got to the corner, that baby was coming around.
One of 3 Richard Childress cars in the field. Kevin Harvick and Robbie Gordon are the others.
You heard Jeff Hammond talking earlier. We have the safer barriers here now. That's still an awfully hard lick, but you see the car just kind of bounce back off of it. Don't have that solid hit.
Went all the way to the rear, fought himself up into second, but whoops, there he goes, clotheslined and falling back. The Hornet has been somewhat detuned out there with that sting for the moment. Let's go to Ralph.
Kevin Hamlin is a crew chief for Dale Earnhardt.
Oh, trouble! In the wall is Elliott hard. Bill Elliott hard as they went 3 wide. Ricky Rudd, I think, collects, or check that, Stacy Compton collects him, and Elliott's car, one of the fastest 3 here, is demolished.
There's Bill Elliott. He gets hit from behind by Mike Skinner, turning him right up into the wall. You can see everybody back there hoping he does not come back down the racetrack.
And here's another look. He's already up there. And here comes Compton. Knocks the right front into him. And this is Marlin. May have just been abrading the racetrack, sliding back up. That's a 31 degree ramp, and even the best SUV can't make that one without damage.
No, he got hit by the 97 car.
Chad Little got into him just a little bit. And he got all of the 9 car there. Stacy Compton got all his damage. He went straight up into the wall there. I would have to think he probably cut a tire down from some of the debris off of the other cars that he wrecked through there.
I'm wondering if the beginning of this wreck was when Mark Martin jumped 3 wide down to the inside. Could Bill Elliott have lifted and breathed the car, and Skinner got in the back of him?
Well, let's see, there's Mark Martin coming on the inside of Ricky Rudd. And, well,
if Elliott lifted, certainly Skinner would have hit him. But the look on Elliott's face showed that he didn't.
All these guys, they can't save fuel. They're all running hard. They're getting pressed, so they can't coast a little bit.
Oh, contact there. Oh, Tim George into Ron Hornaday, around, and crunch.
Not sure if Villeneuve didn't catch a piece of that.
Man, that's some damage on that side of the 21.
1 out of 2.
Definitely getting in the back of Hornaday. Man, that was a close call for Villeneuve again.
Yes, sir.
You know, Andy, we talked a little while ago about these brakes. You saw the 98 Menard wheel hop, and you saw this just happen. These guys can't stop these cars right now.
Well, the brakes are starting to get to the point where they're not working nearly as good as they did in the start of the race, and these drivers are pushing harder and harder.
Yeah, so that was a race for 7th, gone bad, in turn number 3, and probably going to send...
How could that happen? Because they were not happy with the car. A lot of these teams... Oh, we got a car in the wall. Is that Skinner?
Mike Skinner.
Hard contact.
And it looked like, Benny, that he cut a right front tire down on that one. That car just took off to the right.
It's probably knocked the fuel pump off it. That's where the fire's coming from under the hood.
Come on, Mikey, get on out.
Mike Skinner.
Goes down the corner, and we've talked about the right front tire. I guess he cut it down. It goes flat. And we've talked about there's nothing you can do except go straight in the wall. There was the right side window coming out. And this car, folks, we've seen race cars torn up and the body fly off of them. This car is junk. This car is destroyed.
Looking ahead now from Dale Jarrett.
Right there, you see the tire go down, you see the smoke, and you see how fast that thing goes up the racetrack into the wall.
So Mike Skinner is out of his car, but we are under caution. 25 laps into the Tropicana 400 at Chicagoland.
He's having pretty much his own way with this lap traffic, but then he gets to a certain few cars that give him a little bit more problem, but he's able to stay ahead. We have one on the wall hard.
Dave Blaney just nosing down. Oh, just getting by.
Kyle Busch just missed 22.
Wow, the 15 and 18 just barely got by.
Well, that's a hard lick for Dave Blaney.
Be interesting to see if he got help there, but this is coming off of turn 2 and just shot down across to the inside wall. As he came off of turn 2, he was in a pack of cars.
It's another one of these things where you see these guys get together, they're not quite clear, and then Dave's a victim.
There's Menard. There comes Kyle Busch, just barely by in front. Now watch the 15 and 18 split him on either side.
Kyle Busch saw it happen and backed down. Gave himself plenty of room there, but
great job.
He thought it was plenty of room. Yeah, that's heads-up driving.
Forgive you, I'm sure.
These guys got to quit swapping cars. Whoa, got the one Martin Truex around.
Okay, hold your brakes down there. Okay.
Kyle Busch also involved further up the racetrack. Well, heavy damage on the 32 car. You can see how hard you hit at this racetrack, even though it is a very short track.
Well, we're at Bristol.
Can't say that these weren't type of things that we weren't expecting to happen, because it is such a small racetrack and you're going so fast that probably more times than not, you're going to get caught up in someone else's problems.
Looks like the 6 car maybe got into the back of Martin Truex. Ooh,
Kyle Busch was trying to drive by there as fast as he could. He hasn't had much luck the last couple of weeks.
Big spin by Truex, and it catches Kyle Busch, 2 of the favorites involved in caution number 2.
Clear. Clear high. All clear. Clear about 3. Clear about 3 back to the 16.
Whoa, Jimmy Johnson, Kenseth involved.
Carl Edwards involved. 3 of the chasers, hard impact with Carl Edwards.
Edwards, heavy contact, the 11 car. The record-breaking effort tonight for...
That changes the whole race. Now, guys, that right there is a perfect example of risk and reward. We talked about it. Put a spring rubber in the right rear of his car, kind of got in the back of the pack. You think about it now, if it were just made a normal pit stop, it would have got away from it. But you know what? They were going for the victory.
He may be getting back-to-back DNFs here. Watch this trouble in the turns.
Looks like Jimmy Johnson's car at 48 just turned around. Carl Edwards tried to avoid it, got down into the car, 11 car of Jason Keller.
48 looks like you're exactly right. Just flat got loose. Then the chain reaction starts. And when it starts here at Lowe's Motor Speedway, it's hard to get out of it. Look at all that smoke. Drivers are trying to drive through that smoke. They got no vision. They just keep piling up in each other.
See the 17 car hit the inside wall now from Jason Keller's on board.
Outside, 17, 2 back, 1 back, 1 spinning up high.
Like that 48 car just turned sideways. No warning.
Gotta hate this for Jason Keller. Had such a good start, breaking the record, Tommy Houston's record. Then it ends in a big crash right now.
Just in the wrong place, wrong time.
Absolutely.
Again, top of your screen, 48 goes around. The 60 trying to wall up. Keller is right there with him. There's contact between the 11 and 60. Kansas spinning.
And guys, this is kind of reminiscent of Kansas City a couple weeks ago when we saw the chase contenders all piling up into each other. 6 crashes there. Got 3 of them here.
Hard impact by the 60 on the inside wall.
10-4, I'm sorry. I don't know how I got so loose up there. Just kind of lost it, I guess.
All right, guys, we're all done here. Let's pack up. And Jimmy did fine, buddy. Gave it all we had.
Daytona and Fontana, the guy that normally runs this car, Kevin Harvick, he'll be in it for 30 races, but Kevin's in his own car this week. Kyle Busch in trouble.
Got a right rear tire blown out.
Caution is out.
Watch it.
You know what? That makes sense. He must have had a tire going down. That's the reason he was really starting to back up.
Well, it didn't just go down.
Look at that.
When one of those treads of that carcass shreds, look at the damage it can do when that tire's rotating at 180 miles an hour.
Looks like a bomb went off.
It does.
It blew the whole side out of the car.
Wow.
And we know he had been backing up from first to about 5th or 6th.
No warning there. I mean, it may have been, he may have had some warning before, but it just blew all at once. And man, he does a well of a job, Larry. Look at him. Hanging on, let her loose. Kept it off the fence.
That sounds as bad as it looks.
That sound and hitting the wall, that pop you get when you hit the wall, those are two things that just